All right, everybody. You know what time it is. Freezin NFC North Podcast, episode 180, NFC North 2026 free agency frenzy rolls on. Can KOC get the most out of Kyler Murray? Lots of stuff to talk about. You can find me on NFLOutdated, on Twitter X, on YouTube, on Instagram, and Freezin 4 Pod on TikTok. And as we get started, Dre, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on X, Twitter. It's at Schoolman Sports. Thanks for having me again.
I thought you'd be more excited with this Kyler Murray stuff, but we'll get to that definitely for sure. And someone who's always excited, Seventh Letter, where can everyone find you?
Seventh Letter 4, Twitter X, same OG, Instagram, Facebook. What's up, gentlemen?
All right. Always good to have you guys here every week. And, as we get started, obviously, free agency is rolling on. A lot of minor signings for the Bears, one major signing for the Vikings. All right, let's get right into it. Kyler Murray shows up, the Minnesota Vikings, and now there is maybe a quarterback controversy. So, Dre, what were your thoughts as Kyler Murray was signed? Obviously, we were kind of talking about it last week, possibility, and then who will start more games for the Vikings in 2026, Murray or McCarthy?
I mean, generally I'm pretty okay with it. Like, I think out of the other free agents or potential free agents, he has a lot of upside, and because they're signing him on a very small deal, that there's very low risk, but also really potentially a lot of value there. So and they don't have to pay him a lot, which is really nice because Arizona's pretty much paying his contract, so he doesn't have to get paid by us. So it's like basically if he does well, we have to pay him obviously next year because there's the no tag clause on his contract now. So it's either if he doesn't do well, we don't sign him, we move on. We're back to where we don't lose anything. But looking at who else is like a free agent, I mean, he's arguably the more veteran of the group, I would say, and arguably has a very high ceiling outside of like Gino. Before he obviously signed, but
Wait, Seventh Letter. Did he just say Gino had upside?
Let him finish.
No. No. I'm saying that he didn't have upside. I'm saying that from in comparison to Murray, Murray is younger and he has a lot of upside, whereas Gino's obviously on his kind of way out. You have Justin Fields now backing up Mahomes, all these other kind of backup. That's all they are. Whereas Murray is a starter. Whether or not he does really well long term, I'm not sure. We'll see. But again, it comes down, it's minimal risk really for the Vikings. And hope the best thing, if it doesn't work out, it'll put some competition underneath McCarthy and he'll do well too. We'll see what happens. I'm not against it. I think that the upside and the ceiling that Murray does bring, there's a lot there. He does have a lot of skill. And so if O'Connell can bring it out, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he has been the starter. He's had some good games. He's had some bad games. Seventh Letter, when you heard this going official, what were your thoughts?
Nothing much.
No thoughts.
He can't see over the line of scrimmage, so I ain't worried about it.
Though he's with KOC, and KOC is a quarterback whisperer. He got a lot of the pass or not. So maybe this is a match made in heaven here.
Nobody's worried about the Vikings, man.
You're yawning.
They're going to lose again.
I do have to say here, and it's widely known that Kyler Murray tends to focus on a certain video game when it comes out. COD, Call of Duty, is coming out in November 2026. Unfortunately for the Vikings, guess how many Sundays November has?
5 this year. I don't know.
5 Sundays. So the Vikings better hope that one of those Sundays is a bye. Otherwise, that's 5 losses right there. I'm sorry, Vikings fan. 5 losses while Kyler Murray kind of figures out Call of Duty. I don't know. That's probably worst case scenario. Obviously, I say that tongue in cheek, but yeah, I wonder a little bit about that. I mean, obviously, he's motivated though, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he wants to show that he can do well. I mean, he that's why he put the what do you call it, the no tag clause in his contract. Mm-hmm. So he wants to play well because he thinks that he can use this year kind of similar to Darnold did, and get a big pay grade next year from it. I mean, I think he's pretty confident in that. And I think the Vikings also know that. Obviously, they wouldn't agree to it. So it's, in all honesty, I mean, you look at like with KOC, I love him, and I think he's a great coach. But you're going to look at it, he's kind of putting all his chips in on this because, like, I don't think that, like, if we end up going, like, not over 500 this year and, like, we're kind of just doing kind of a back and forth between McCarthy and Murray, it's not going to go well, and he may be gone next year. But again, high upside with this. Like Murray, like, yeah, he had some bad games, but like when he was good, he was really good. I mean, he made when he had like Hopkins, like at the peak when he got traded from the Texans, and I mean, he looked really good in that. Fitzgerald was still there, like when he was when Murray was still there. So like there are he makes receivers look really good. And I've been talking to a few just random friends here and there, and just the Cardinals organization, like it's not like the best organization. They've kind of they've had their franchise quarterback for a while now, and they haven't really. They just started to build around him. They just brought in like obviously Harrison Jr. like 2 years ago, and
he was kind of a bust too. I mean, obviously I think he was getting better, but like you expect a little bit more from supposedly the best wide receiver in the class. I mean,
yeah, and I think like their offensive line wasn't great, but then at the same time, like Trey McBride went off the past like few years, so it's which, like there's part of it to that. So I think we'll see what happens. Again, low risk, but we get a lot of value potentially from it.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the teams, and obviously, maybe the Vikings are always the bridegroom, never the bride, and they get Kyler Murray ready for the next team. And I don't really see unless he goes to the Browns, maybe. But I think they got enough quarterbacks. I'm not sure what they're going to do. But obviously, best case scenario, maybe you end up trading JJ McCarthy somewhere, and he gets a fresh start, and Kyler Murray becomes your franchise quarterback. I mean, who knows? I don't know if I see them winning a lot of games with Kyler Murray. Although you have some good wide receivers, so that matters.
They got one good wide receiver.
I thought Addison was pretty good too. He's pretty fast. There was a tongue-in-cheek joke on that one too. It's pretty fast. Man, am I the only one awake tonight? Tonight it's like 9:40 and
it's not 9:40. It's
10:40 for you on the East Coast. Absolutely understand. All right, so. Anything new on the Vikings front, on the Lions front? 7th letter.
Oh, I got my boy Deutsch today.
Who did you get?
I love that pickup. That's every time. That's the only player on the Cardinals was doing anything. I like him. I said, man, I like
Greg Dortch. You got Greg Dortch?
Yeah, I like Dortch.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. That's a good pickup to me. Sneaky, like my free agency is like, all right, we're building a roster and we handling it like that. I like that. I like that a lot.
Like, so obviously Pacheco so far.
I like Pacheco. He's from Jersey. I like that. You know what I mean? he's not like the same, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I like that pickup. I like that pickup a lot. Yeah, I like that pickup. I like the Woolen pick. What's his name? Woolen? He used to play for you, Dre, the defensive end. He went to the Panthers last year.
Oh, I don't remember.
I'm trying to see.
He's a defensive end.
I'm not seeing him on the list here.
Hold on.
Not Kobe. Wooten. No, that
Wooten. Yeah.
Okay.
Wooten.
Oh, yeah. You got him. Okay. You know, it's interesting because obviously the Lions didn't make any sexy pickups other than, I mean, Pacheco, we'll see. I mean, he's got a name. We'll see. But they made picks of need so far, right? And I think that's a big thing with the Bears free agency. A lot of the people on Twitter X are just like going crazy. They're like mad. I try to stay away from the infighting, the Bears fans, but like people are mad that the Bears have not made any splash signings, especially on defensive end. And it's crazy this time of year because obviously there are names out there, but I would rather have a team and coaches actually pick up for need and build a roster long term rather than like we talked about Max Crosby that being out there. I heard the Lions were floated out there, and I don't think that was ever going to happen with the Lions. Who knows with the Bears if that still happens? But like, I would rather, get depth and maybe even get for the Bears to get defensive end through the draft rather than let's, trade the farm for 1 year.
Yeah, I agree. I think like a lot of teams, man, everybody gets caught up. Yeah, we want to do what the Bears do every year and get the best player available that's in the thing and suck next year. It doesn't matter. It never matters. It's all about like building a good team with a good chemistry, people that play like the coach wants to be, you know what I mean? Like I like the way Greg Deutsch play. I always did. He was always like, this Deutsch kid is killing shit. I like him. So I think that's like a quality pickup. I'm proud of us for doing it. And I know the beginning of free agency when you see everybody making all these moves, and it's usually the teams with a lot of money, the teams that are worse off than you. When you got a good team, you already got we have our stars already. Yes, Max Crosby would have helped us a lot. Without a doubt, he would have helped us a lot. But you just got to kind of like just be patient and wait for the draft. And when you see it all come together, see what it is. All right. If it's not, if it's not a good team that we put together, we just don't have a good team this year. But we still got Jameer Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, the best players I had on my team, and since Matthew left, or really since Calvin. Well, Matthew now, but since Calvin Johnson left, I haven't had that. We have star power. We got Aiden Hudson. We got a pass rusher. We got foundation already in place. We just need to put things around better. We need to protect our quarterback, so we got to focus on that. We got to focus on giving him weapons. We lost Leaf to y'all. I mean, Leaf is long in the tooth, but he was a fan favorite. He always played well for us. So that's a loss. That's a loss. That's
true.
That's a loss. And locker room guys matter. But you can't pay Leaf what he was getting paid here just returning kicks. And we got to get younger. He started getting hurt the last couple years too. So that's another thing we have to keep in mind. So,
well, in Ben Johnson's offense, I think Khalif Raymond will do well because obviously there's familiarity there, and he doesn't have to be the go-to guy. Obviously, the Bears let some other receivers go because they were dropping passes, and that was a huge issue. So, yeah, I think you're right. Obviously, you can't pay everybody. And the other news is, and I'm sure everybody wants to comment on this. Adam Schefter, I believe it was reported, said that the Bears were too poor to get other free agents. Paraphrasing a little bit here. So that's kind of been going around on Twitter about the Bears are too poor. Obviously, you look at the cap, and I think we've got maybe 130, 150K up against the cap. I still don't believe the cap is real. Whatever. they can figure it out. Packer fans have to figure out some way to get at us now that we're division champs, but like that's not something I worry about. As far as how much my money my team has.
Right. Nah, it's no such thing. Honestly, they can restructure things for somebody and get anybody you want. There's no such thing as the salary cap. It's the biggest crock of shit I ever heard. Matter of fact, in the middle of the season, really in the middle of the season when people get cut, or at the end of the preseason when people start getting cut, you can fill your roster more there, get some good guys. So,
we got some
Odell Beckham. They had Von Miller and freaking Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald already. Like that shit don't matter. It don't.
It does. Now, this obviously too evil to hope here throwing a bunch of shots here. So it's Bears, you mean Indiana Grizzlies? Actually, that kind of sounds nice, but obviously Bears, whatever name we are, wherever we're at, we're still going to dominate the North, which I love it. And you look at the Bears. Obviously, the big issue probably is the Bears have, I don't know, $200 to $300 million sunk into Arlington Heights. I'd have to look at the exact numbers, but I think, and that's a lot of money. They've sunk into Arlington Heights, and we don't have any resolution as far as where the stadium is going to be. I'm pretty confident it will be Arlington Heights because they've got, an investment in that property. So I can see where, maybe the Bears don't want to spend money because of that. Also, we've got several players coming up for extensions. Caleb's going to be up for extensions soon. So, you want to save money for that and be smart about it for the long term, So, it's, obviously too evil to hope is throwing out some other bombs here as well. McCarthy has failed KOC in the Vikings organization. I'm a little worried about this kid. I think you need to give him a little bit more time.
It's not KOC's fault. It's his fault. He keep getting hurt.
McCarthy?
He need to put on some weight.
Yes, I agree.
He need to put on some weight, and he needs to mature a little bit, and learn how to anticipate. I mean, that's something that comes with more experience and past anticipation and all that stuff. Like people got to be wide open for him to do something, or he run it.
And he was never really expected to be the guy at Michigan, so it's kind of like he's kind of coming in and he's got some tools. You're right; it's kind of just being smart. So, Dre, what about is your money long term? If you had to put $1 million of your own money, would you say that McCarthy is going to be on this team, on the Vikings, in 2027?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably just because, what trade value does he have?
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. They do a lot of this. The guy just needs a different scenery. He's a top pick. He does have the tools. He has all the tools. He got a strong arm. He's young. He appears, to have some type of savvy because, he'll close you out. I'll give him that. You know what I'm saying? Like he even though he loses and he doesn't hit the layup a lot, like clutch time, the Vikings pulled out a lot of wins because of him. So people will see that something that they can work with. You know what I mean? Justin Fields is a backup quarterback now, and if he gets it, he probably might be starting at the beginning of the season. And if he puts out some good tape, he might have a job somewhere else in 2027. You never know.
That's true.
I'm going to say this now because I'm just kind of looking at teams, and a sneaky pick for JJ McCarthy to be the quarterback for in 2027. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, they always good. They always too good to get a good draft pick.
That's what I wonder about. Obviously, I don't think there's a resolution to Aaron Rodgers this year. Who knows what they're going to be like this year? There's really no other team. The Raiders are going to be set with Mendoza. The Cowboys are, I don't know what they are with Dak. Giants have their quarterback. Eagles, Commanders, Falcons, I think maybe have their quarterback. Panthers. I mean, it'll be interesting. I think the Steelers are a sneaky pick. I don't know about the Jets. If I was a quarterback, I would not want to go to the Jets.
I know the defense looking all right now.
The defense is? We'll see.
I actually just heard McDonald drive by. He got these loud cars. He lives around the corner from me. He got these loud cars, and they're just loud. You can hear them everywhere. It drives my dog crazy.
Who is that? That's
McDonald for the Jets, pass rusher.
Okay. All right, some other comments here. If Murray gets the Vikings to the playoffs and a win, Vikings will sign him, and JJ will not be on the team in 2027. I absolutely agree. I think if Kyler Murray, regains some of his, I feel like he had some big moments with the Cardinals. If he kind of regains some of that, it would be hard to go back to JJ.
Damn, JJ just gonna need an off season. He need to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I don't know. It's a crazy pick too. So maybe if the GM doesn't like him, then he won't resign him.
Mm-hmm.
That's another factor too. That's not his quarterback. You know what I mean? And he was picked before Knicks, or Knicks was picked before him.
No, he was picked before Knicks. Yeah.
And I think they were saying Knicks was too old and all that. And
mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we'll all agree that Knicks is a better quarterback than him at this point.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he got just a good a coach. Just he just need more. They didn't ask him that from him in Michigan. He handed the ball off a lot. But
and Nick's got another new toy in Jalen Waddle. So I feel like with Cortland Sutton, with Waddle, Nick's has all the opportunity to continue to grow. Obviously, if he gets heals up and everything, but
he got one of the best coaches.
And that I'm not.
You're not a fan.
He do. I like him. I always like Peyton. Sean Payton.
I do not.
Sean Payton likes some Sean Payton as well. He's definitely full of himself.
NFL coach. You like yourself too.
You're not wrong.
That is a point.
So here's a question, and why do the Bears not go after Crosby? Number one, I think we've talked about some previous weeks. Today's price is not yesterday's price, and obviously this is a good thing for the Bears. I do think there still is an opportunity that the Bears get him. This may go right up to the draft, because I'm not buying this whole Crosby's all good with the Raiders and all that stuff. I think that's, negotiating. I don't know about you guys, but I think Crosby still can get dealt. Obviously, as he gets healed up, maybe, gets another doctor review and a team kind of pulls the trigger. Obviously, it's not going to be 2 1s.
I think that he's good now. They spent a lot of money on that defense, and he'll have a lot more success. They're going to win some games this year over in Las Vegas, in my opinion, from what they picked up. They're trying to build that defense like the Seahawks defense a little bit. They got a lot of speed like that. What's his name? Quay Walker? Is his name Quay Walker from the Packers?
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of good for the Packers, you know what I mean? And in another system, I mean, people all agree. I mean, like with a different scheme that's more attacking, it probably fits him better, And I wouldn't say the Packers had the most attacking style of defense either. You know what I'm saying? They rush what they rush, and then they leave everybody back. That's what they always done. You know what I mean? This a more attacking defense. I think he'll be a lot better in it. Use his speed. He's fast. Use that speed. And if you use his speed, he's 6'4". He's a big motherfucker too. So I don't know. That guy, they got some other people, some other pieces in place now, along with him. Just think, not too long ago, 2 years ago, the Raiders had a top 5 defense. You know what I'm saying? And it would, I think, man, Doza would be a little bit, competent at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. They might be better this year, and he might want to stay.
I don't. My what I'd heard obviously is he was put off by the Alex Guerrero stuff. Tom Brady's spy, kind of going and really kind of checking in on all the players. I would want that, as a player. I mean, all these players have their own. Obviously, they have routines and all that, and you have someone kind of coming in and obviously. Tom Brady's proven that he can be successful and plan everything like that. But I don't know. I wouldn't want his trainer coming in and kind of babysitting and telling me what to do. I mean, these are grown men.
All right, let's do it. Let's put it like this: winning changes all that. Tom Coughlin was a coach.
Yeah,
and when the Giants was winning them Super Bowls, everybody shut up.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Another question here: is Jonathan Greenard getting traded or not? It looks like obviously there's speculation going to the Eagles. What are you hearing on that, Dre?
From what I've been seeing, it's kind of up in the air still. I mean, I think like they just passed like some deadline. I don't know what the official deadline was, like, and he got like a bonus. Mm-hmm. So maybe the Vikings aren't pushing it as much because, I mean, why would you, if they really were like being trying to stingy with money, which like obviously they needed to be like with the cap and stuff like that's like if they really were trying to push the trade, like I would say that they would have already. I'm not saying that they're not going to, but it kind of gets a little bit more difficult, like from that angle, in the sense they have to make sure that they get compensated for that. Like I said last week, I don't want the Eagles to trade just because I don't want to get shafted. Yeah, I'm not sure. I want Grenard to stay. I think he's a great player. It would suck if he left. For that, just I really do like it.
Yeah,
and I don't a second round pick. I don't even think that's enough. Like I think that they would have to bring that up, especially with maybe not obviously 2 first rounders, but I would probably think like maybe 2 seconds or 1 first. I don't know. Like
wow, I admittedly I know he's good. I didn't see his value that much. I mean, obviously, you look at these players being traded, even good players. I mean, 3rd, 4th, round picks. DJ Moore got the Bears got a 2nd, but they also had to give up a 5th in return. I don't know. I mean, as far as Greenard, is he a big enough name to get a 1st or 2 seconds? That's a lot.
I mean, it is a lot. Don't get me wrong. But I think I think there is demand for it. I think it's just trying to work out like what they would get back. Because he is really good. Like last year, I think was an off year, like arguably an off year, but there was just so many plays that were just like a half a second away from a sack. Like there was if there was a stat of how many like are almost sacks instead of just sacks. Like he had a lot of those, where it was just like very like within inches of getting sacks. Like it was very, very close. So he is very, very good. And that was even with Van Ginkel like off the field. So I think there's a lot of demand. I'm not trying to say he is, hence why I said definitely not 2 firsts. He's not at the same level as Max Crosby or Hendrickson. That is like, at least right now in his career, he hasn't been. Having said that, he is very good. And the contract that we're paying for him right now is extremely cheap for the skill that he has.
Yeah, remember, you let go of Danielle Hunter and got like him. What's my boy, the white boy with the long hair that be jumping?
Van Ginkel.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, I mean, like people will talk stuff about like Quasi, but he still did things like that. Where like from a business, like he did turn a lot of like he got some good players signed and they did play well. You know, like
I will say, you know, and it's always interesting. I think, you know, you want to try to flip players at, you know, height, you know, they do well. You want to try to flip them if you're, you know, maybe not going to pay them. He was with the Texans in 2023 and he had 12.5 sacks. I'm sure the Texans wanted to flip him thinking they were going to, you know, they had him at the top. He did, you know, go into a different defense than 2024. He did have 12 sacks. I mean, he
had it. I hope they get rid of him. I pray they get rid of him. Because he got
tell you what, I look at the draft. Obviously, you look at second rounders, and the Bears have 2 second rounders. And the second rounder, they're expected to be a starter. So, you know, I would obviously the Bears still need to do something at edge, probably do it in the draft. I might be, obviously I don't run the team. I might be open to kind of giving up a second and maybe another late round pick for Grenard. I mean, he's a veteran and I think that would add to it. The Bears defense. I don't know if it would happen, but tell you what, yeah, I guess he would improve the Bears pass rush.
Yeah, without a doubt. I hope not. That would be crazy if they ever did something stupid like that. Trade them to the Bears from the Vikings. That's retarded. Don't do that.
I think the craziest trade partner, if the Bears and the Packers actually made a trade, I have to go back in history and see if that's ever happened. The Bears and the Packers, if they've ever made like a significant trade.
Not a significant one, but I know we had a couple of. We had got Mark Carrier one time. We got Henry from the Vikings one time, defensive tackle. We got who else we got? I know we did that one time. Y'all got Eric Kramer. So that was
remind me of that, yeah.
Eric Kramer was my boy, man.
I mean, I believe he had a good year with the Bears. But hey, you know, I mean, it's Eric Kramer. It's not. We were trying to find the franchise quarterback, which we finally found. It took a long time for the Bears to find that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look and see that. If there have been any significant trades with the Bears and the Packers. I mean, all right, here's a question for the both of you then. Obviously, we don't have Trev, we don't have our Packer person here, but I've had some interesting conversations every day, as you can probably see on Twitter, with Packer fans. So I'm going to ask you, Dre, first. Who is the biggest NFC North rival for the Vikings?
I think arguably the most on paper comparison is the Packers, almost every year. At least that's how I always view it. I always think that the Packers are always going to be the bigger rival, even though y'all fight them out. Yeah, I mean I can never ever root for the Packers no matter what it is. I can root for the Bears. I could root for the Lions at times. I can't root for the Packers. So I think still, even for me at least, but even so, the Bears have obviously they're at the top. We want to take them down, but we're still not sure honestly where we are exactly. So there's that, and then the Lions we beat 2-0 last year, so I'm not going to put them at the top.
All right. So you said Packers. All right. So 7th letter. Who is the biggest NFC North rival for the Detroit Lions?
Probably the Packers. Everybody else.
So we're all saying the Packers. Okay.
I don't really hate the Bears. The Bears don't bother me. The Vikings don't really bother me that much, but those fucking Packers, yo.
I would agree. Okay,
unfortunately, the only people in our division, our whole natural lives, that always has a quarterback. Always. Always. There's never been a time they ain't have one. You know what I mean? Maybe before, maybe McCarthy, you know what I mean, in the beginning of my life. But from Brett Favre on, probably all of Dre life.
Yeah.
They had a quarterback. Like forever. It's like, it's not fair. It's not fair, yo. Like,
okay, so that unfortunately you guys have kind of proved me wrong. That's what Packer fans say, that we're the rest of the teams that their biggest rival is the Packers, and I totally get that. Obviously, yeah, you're right. The Packers have had this sustained success, and obviously that's what you want for a franchise. You want a Super Bowl, but you want to be in the conversation every year. So I guess I have to admit I am wrong from a Twitter fight, and I will have to make amends on it.
Okay. Did you think it was you?
Especially with Ben Johnson now.
Ain't nobody worried about y'all. Y'all ain't beat nobody, yo. Ain't nobody worried. Nobody's worried about the Bears. Nobody. No one is.
You know what?
The Packers gave y'all a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody's thinking about you. Nobody. I mean, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to be successful in life, but I'm not losing no sleep over no damn Bears. No. Not one drop of sleep is lost when I have to face the Bears. No.
So you're not even scared of Ben Johnson?
No, I beat him twice. I beat the shit out of him.
You did. The last one, the Bears, they really didn't have all that much interest in winning, though. So,
what about the first one, the 50 one?
He was still getting acclimated with Caleb Williams. So
we almost beat the shit out y'all this time too, but we let y'all back in it. Remember that? You forgot that part. You forgot that part. I remember it. It was getting ugly the second game too. Y'all didn't start scoring to the fourth quarter.
Okay, so I'll give you that. I really, it's easy now on Twitter to go against Packer fans because we've got a 2-game winning streak over the Packers, especially the demoralizing loss after the Packers said that they wanted us in the playoffs. We embarrassed them in the second half. So it's easy to say that. But right now, unfortunately, I don't have much against Lions fans other than, we did win the division. We were in the playoffs, all that. But head to head, yeah, it's really tough. Say Jay Vikings. Oh, here we go. He disagrees. He says the Bears are a threat now. They've proven everyone wrong in 2025.
Yes.
See, this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for, obviously, Packer fans. I keep hearing this on Twitter all day, every day, saying that this was a one-year wonder, fluke, all that. Obviously, we have to prove that. But when you have a young quarterback and a young coach in tandem, it's scary for the rest of the division because that 2025, I would say, is the worst that Chicago Bears are going to be under Ben Johnson.
Really? And you really believe that?
I do.
Okay. All right. Well,
The thing is, I wouldn't say the Bears are kind of the biggest rival. Mostly, if anything, just because the Vikings are still we have. I still say the best receiver in the division. We have that. We have a very, very good defense, but at the same time, defenses can only do so much. We need a decent quarterback, and that is a big question that we have. So it's I can't fully say that the Bears are the biggest challenge here because they did play very well. That's why I'm not even putting them. I'm not saying they're a threat, but I can't adamantly defend the Vikings against them right now.
Ain't nobody worried about the Bears. Huh? The Bears will be better. Yes, they will be a competitive team, but I just don't think that you could sustain playing that way. I don't think that you can't have all those games the way you want them. You just can't keep on doing that. I just don't. I don't see that being able to sustain that. I just don't. I'm not afraid of y'all. Let me just put it that way. I'm not afraid of the Bears. Maybe other people are, but I'm not.
So here's the thing. Yes, absolutely. I think the Bears had a lot of close wins. and you have a quarterback like Caleb Williams who knows how to put it together, and he's the Iceman. He is not afraid of the moment. That's why I'm confident going into 2026. You have that. Obviously, you look at the odds for the Super Bowl 2027. The Rams and Seahawks are the top two. In the division, the Green Bay Packers are plus 1,400, and I believe the Lions are not too far behind them. And the Bears are plus 2,700. So, hey, I get it. No one's buying my Bears, but this is exactly where I think the Chicago Bears want to be. And I think this is exactly where Ben Johnson wants us to be, the team to be as well, to say, you stay hungry, right? I think obviously the Seahawks won in, this year in 2025. I think they're going to take a step back. Maybe they didn't lose a lot of players. Bears did get Kobe Bryant from them. There's something to be said about that hunger from an NFL team and when you have not won a Super Bowl. And when you don't necessarily have like a strong-willed all-time quarterback at the helm. Obviously, Sam Darnold did well in spurts and played well, but he's no Mahomes. I think when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they've been able to sustain it because they have an all-time quarterback at the helm in Patrick Mahomes. I think the Seahawks are going to fall off, and if they do, I think Bears have that opportunity. You got what?
I'm going to go through your schedule. So
all right. Well, we don't know. Okay. Well, we don't know quite yet.
No. I'm talking about last year. So you can stop saying you had the easiest schedule on earth. The easiest schedule out of everybody. The Vikings, you lost to them when McCarthy came back when you were in the fourth quarter. The Lions, we 52-21 your ass.
Hey, this is Caleb. That was still Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson fill each other out.
The Cowboys, bums. Raiders by 1. And the Raiders lost that game. I saw that. Another bum team y'all beat. Y'all beat the Commanders, bums. Okay, but you needed that for your self-esteem because, y'all lost on the Hail Mary.
That was huge, absolutely.
You beat the Saints, bums. You lost to the Ravens without Lamar. Kind of got blew out, too, 30-16. But I think it was a little closer than that.
Before you go on, I think that might have been the turning point, right? That game for Caleb Williams.
Maybe. But you know what happened next? You almost lost to the Bengals. Wow. Bums. You almost lost to the Giants. Bums. You beat the Vikings by 2. You beat the Steelers who don't want to win.
Our defense was falling apart. We had people from the street. We had bellhops that were playing defense.
I had bellhops the whole 2024 season. Don't give me that shit. I don't believe in injuries no more. It's all right. It happens.
All right, this next game is when we started to roll. We started to roll this game.
The Eagles was already prepped. We prepped them for y'all. We prepped them. The Packers prepped them for y'all. Y'all just looked at what we did like, oh, all right, we're going to exploit them. Because y'all was too wide open and running the ball down their throat. There it is. You lost you lost to the Packers in week 14, which, that was a good game, though. You and the Packers games are good games. Yeah, you beat the shit out the Browns, bums. You beat the Packers in this type of amazing Jesus came down from the beat them. You lost to the 49ers.
Which we had an opportunity in that game as well. The 49ers, everyone was saying they could have been Super Bowl bound. We were right there. So
and then you lost to us again.
It was close, and we weren't really all that motivated. The Bears weren't all that motivated.
I don't know why. I don't even. You know why I don't believe that? Because we beat the shit out y'all so bad the first time. So
that last game was 19-16. Okay, so that was not a blowout.
16-3 until the fourth quarter.
That's when Caleb Williams wakes up. Here, that's the thing. Obviously, full off season now. Where everyone, Caleb is bought in. You got these players coming in that are bought in. They see they want to come play with Caleb because they know he has it, and they know Ben Johnson has it. Obviously, in the beginning of the season, they're doing the good, better, best. And they're like, this is dorky. What is this? Then they start to win, and they say, okay, this has something. He knows what he's doing, the prep, all of that stuff. Ben Johnson has it from A to Z. He knows how to coach, and he also takes accountability. He's not one of those players or one of those coaches like we've had in the past for the Chicago Bears that basically puts it all on the players. He takes accountability in the media, and that just, I think that's a vibe that there's growth and everybody can push themselves.
You'll be better. You'll be a better team. I agree. You have enough pieces to be a good football team. Everybody looks at, my brother was like, I never watched the Bears game before, but damn, they got a lot of people on their roster. I said, yeah, they should have been good 3 years ago. They should have, but they weren't. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Tell you what, and I've said this before, and obviously in the draft last year, there was a big, debate back and forth. Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland is an absolute unicorn. He fits exactly what Ben Johnson wants to do with this offense. No offense to Tyler Warren. He is a fantastic player. But Colston Loveland, I think, is going to be the next Travis Kelce. He's going to be the best tight end in this entire NFL.
Oh, he's going to get a lot of work this year. You know why? Because no Dahlman, so he's going to be getting a lot of check downs.
Tell you what, I get it. Yeah,
he's going to be getting lit up. All right? He's going to be getting lit up. So he's going to play about 6 games this year. He's going to be getting up. Like my tight end.
Well, let's talk about the Lions here. Okay, tell me how the Lions games were lost by head coach for being on the 4th down.
Huh? Tell me about how. I mean, but I won more games going for it on 4th down than I did lost. So it's all right. It's okay. That's how he play. That's how we win. I can't get mad at him because he won a lot of games doing that. So I can't be mad at him. Like, you got to take the good with the bad when you got a coach like that. I'll tell you this: that man has taken me farther than I've ever been in my life. So I gotta agree with his style. Does it get on my nerves sometimes? Because I still have the same old Lions in my DNA. Yes, absolutely. You should have punted when we don't get it, man. Why you ain't punted? But sometimes we get it, and it's the best thing ever. So you just got to take it. That's the coach I have. Like Andy Reid used to get shit for it. You know what I'm saying? And look at him now; he's looked at as a legend. So. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? That's how we play. That's how we play. So yes, it gets on my nerves, absolutely. But sometimes I get mad when he kicked field goals. He should have went for it against the 49ers in that NFC Championship game, but he kicked the field goal. Yeah. So all right, go ahead. Don't get me started. I'll ramble for 5 hours. Go ahead.
Well, there was a comment about Jared Goff, but I figured that would get you.
Go ahead. Throw it up there.
Well, we'll just say this here. The Lions let 2 good players go, running back, offensive lineman, in free agency. Obviously, those are big parts, but you have enough, I think, to fill in, right?
Who I let go? I let go Taylor Decker.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. You gotta look at the paper, man. Your boy Jonathan Greenard used to bust Taylor Decker's ass. That's why he get on my nerves so much. They put him right on his side too. So no, Taylor Decker he served us well, but he ain't all that. He's not all that.
Yeah, obviously there was a rumor that the Bears might try to sign him. I don't know. Who knows how much he really has left in the tank? And the Bears
he's
now
that good. Why ain't he signed yet? Right.
Part of it could be like how much he's willing to accept.
He's a left tackle.
Yeah,
there's a lot of left tackles if he's that good.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Everybody else getting money. Why can't Taylor Decker? Because he ain't that good. He's all right. Montgomery, he's good. I'm gonna miss him. But we paid him, so we need him. We had other needs, and we're not using him at the rate that we used to use him. We got a star on our team. So what are we gonna do? What you gonna do? He served us well. Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. 2.3 dynamic years. You played good the first 4 games last year. Other than that, whatever.
So I found the question that might trigger you. So the Lions need to look at a new quarterback soon.
Yo, we just finished beating the shit out of y'all for 3 years in a row. What do I need a new quarterback for? Jared Goff is not the problem. Look at his stats. His stats better than your quarterbacks. He's got the best stats in the division. What else does the man have to do? What else?
See the Vikings.
What? He's won more games than all the quarterbacks in my division since he's been on my team. So I can't.
You can't include the Vikings in that though.
This year,
because we've had a quarterback. He's only been in the league 2 years. That does not count.
McCarthy. We can combine all the years. We can combine Kirk Cousins. We could do that too. He still got more touchdowns and yards and less interceptions. Go ahead, look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Please look it up.
I do have to say that I do. I am actually a Goff believer. I think he's come through in the clutch. Let me see here. All right, let's take a look at Jared Goff's stats. So last year, 4,500 yards. I would love, obviously, I'd love for Caleb to get to that amount. So Jared Goff had 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Yeah, I would agree.
He played his ass off. What you want from him? What do you want from him? What else could he do? He built like what else could he do? Like I always say, I've been saying it for 3 years. This man has won games consistently that Matthew Stafford always lost for us. Consistently. Just couldn't get over it. When you have Golden Tate, Calvin Johnson.
I would have to say, though, in the playoffs for the Lions, he has not, when he's been in the playoffs for the Lions, he has not necessarily been effective. 2024
bad game against the Redskins. The other games he played well. He ain't played bad.
I guess in 2023 he did have total 4 touchdowns in 3 games. So I mean,
yeah, but we was running the ball down y'all throat. It's the playoffs. We was running the ball. Stop the run. They couldn't stop the run. That's their fault.
Okay, so yeah, I think Goff has proven, obviously, even knocking the Packers out of the playoffs a few years ago. So he's proven that he can be clutch when it needs to be.
Hold up, in the snow. It was snowing. It was below 0. Matter of fact, tonight before you go to bed, you could jerk off to it too. It's a deep pass across his body, across the field to the new bear, Khalif Raymond. Okay? Jared Goff in the cold. Deep pass, opposite side of the field, rolling to the left, back to the right, 60 yards to Khalif Raymond to the 1. And we punched that bitch in. All right? So just don't like Matthew Stafford would have lost that game. He did in 2014. Yes.
He almost lost to the Bears. He was worse versus the Bears.
Yes. Yeah. Matter of fact, Joey Harrington was better against the Bears than Matthew Stafford.
Ooh.
Come on, man. You can't.
Wow.
I'm a Lions fan. I know these things, okay? I know these things. All right. Jared Goff is not the problem. Regular season stats thing, ranked second. Who's that? That's right. Go off, man.
Although,
go off.
Wins are all that matter.
We won. I'm a Detroit Lions. I had the division 2 years in a row.
You did.
I'm about to win it back.
You did. Yeah.
Come on, look at that. What did he do? But win.
The Vikings?
Well, he lost to the Vikings twice this year because they know that we can blitz down the middle against whack ass. I'm so glad he's gone. I'm so glad he's gone. Graham
Glasgow. He's still out there as a free agent, I believe.
He is not going to ever get signed by anyone. No.
So I get, the center is an important position.
So I will say, looking at stats, Murray has a better 17 game completion percentage than Goff does. at 67.1 versus 65.8.
We're digging deep tonight.
Just saying.
Okay, he has a better completion percentage.
Just saying.
A better completion percentage.
And Goff only has 5 more touchdowns over the same 17 game average.
17 games. I said 5 years. I said 4 years.
I know, but that's
4 years.
That's the only comparison I can make with Murray. Because,
there you go.
No, and that is a fair comparison because it's looking at their career overall, not just the last 5 years.
It's 17 games. I'm talking about as a line. I don't care what he did with the Rams.
Okay, we're going back and forth between Goff and Kyler Murray. I have to ask this question because we didn't necessarily ask it, but yet, are you pretty much you and all Vikings fans, Dre? Are you pretty much just giving Kyler Murray you just think he's the 100% going to be the starter for? I mean, even the start of the season for the Vikings.
I mean, sure, yeah, just because he's a better vet and he has more like actual evidence of like doing very well, yeah. But I mean, I could be wrong. Like, that's what preseason's for, and I trust the coaching to actually see the two differences. So, like, I'm not giving him the reins yet, just because like obviously I haven't seen him and he was injured. You know, he had a foot injury. I don't know how much of that was like real versus tried to do trade value or anything like that, but.
I do have to say, so I was at the training camp for the Vikings, last summer, and looked at, JJ McCarthy. The ball did zip out of his hands, and then you look at Max Brosmer. There is a difference between those players. So Max Brosmer, he's a backup, maybe a third stringer, but so the ball did seem to zip out of JJ's hands, although he was not. Rushed. It was just a practice, right? So the biggest thing, can JJ do it in real time, in a real game? He did it. He was able to come back versus the Bears. I get that. That was definitely frustrating for me as a Bears fan.
His legs.
Tell you what, though, it's just crazy to me to hear Vikings fans just hand Kyler Murray the starting job and just pretty much crap on JJ McCarthy.
I'm not crapping. I am not crapping on it.
Last offseason.
We know what we're getting with Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying?
Do we?
You don't. Yes, you do.
Relative.
What are we getting with?
You're gonna get a hot start and a cold November and December. He always start off hot and then he cools down. But again, we'll see. Maybe with better coaching, he has a better quarterback-oriented offensive coach. And although he did have one earlier in his career where he had a lot of success, toward the end of the year, it got different once the teams figured out what he was doing.
What have we been saying about Caleb Williams? What have you said that Caleb Williams is very good off script, right? Yes. I feel like Kyler Murray is an older version of what you're talking about there, because there's videos of him just kind of trying to buy time, running around and then actually, running and scoring a touchdown. I don't know. That's going to be interesting as I think about it with KOC and Kyler Murray, how off script he is. I mean,
Lamar Jackson ain't win no Super Bowls yet either. You know what I mean?
I'd take Lamar Jackson over.
All that running don't mean a thing.
That's why Caleb Williams started to pass more and just kind of wait.
He had to. People start spying you and you start feeling them hits. You know what I'm saying?
You look at the coaching just for the Cardinals since Murray was there, right? It's Cliff Kingsbury and Jonathan Glennon, both of which are not head coaches anymore.
They're offensive minds, though.
That's what Kingsbury, though, in the beginning.
Yeah, but the thing is though, if a defense is playing crap, you don't have as much motivation to play, really. At least I don't know. I think that those coaches, I don't know, they were not good, full on head coaches. I don't know who their offensive coordinators were at the time without looking it up right now. So again, coaches, Minnesota has shown that we can still like do decently with like random quarterbacks. I mean, we like even like the most pessimistic Vikings fans, like looking at last season, with how much like so much hate went into last season, we still finished 9-8. Like that's not a horrible. Like I mean, you look at what happened with the Steelers. Yeah. Like so much praise has gone toward like Tomlin, and respect him. Nothing really against him, but it's like the amount of like praise that says, "Oh, he's never had a losing season" and all that. We didn't either, and we had like this huge, like honestly, like the quarterback play was at best like up and down. So I think like that is something that doesn't really go on, that goes unsaid a lot about our team, is that we weren't like 4 and I don't know, like 16 or not 16, but like 4 and whatever, 13.
I didn't think you were going to win more than 5 games. So yeah, I mean, and that was a heck of a
9-8.
Yeah,
like one game basically out of the playoffs, pretty much.
And I think when you have it'll be interesting to see if KOC doesn't win this year. If they keep him around, I don't know what the chatter is with that, but I would say the mark of a good head coach is, even if your team is out of it, how hard do they play? And you shouldn't have to say that for professional athletes, but for them to have such a strong finish to a season that basically they were pretty much eliminated or out of it for quite a while. That says a lot about KOC, and how much of a fan I am of KOC, 7th letter.
Yeah, I mean, like you can give, like a team could give up like the last few weeks. Yeah, obviously like the Packers game, like we weren't playing against first stringers, all that. But like you go back to like week 17 and like week 16, like we still were playing like to win those games, even though we were mathematically out of the playoffs. Like I think like you said, that shows that they're still willing to play hard, even though like it doesn't really have any consequence aside from some just like amp going into next season.
Tell you what, I would take KOC over LaFleur any day. Packers. I mean, that's a whole other conversation. What the Packers did, I'm sure we'll get into that as the offseason rages on. Lots of great stuff tonight, guys. Definitely appreciate everyone commenting. KOC did resurrect Darnold's career as well, and I mean, obviously that's the hope. That's the one thing with the Vikings fans last year. This time they were saying JJ McCarthy was going to be MVP, all that. But I get it. You have to have some hype.
Tom Brady.
Yes, it was Tom Brady's the next Tom Brady. Okay.
Oh, we had to sit through that shit too, man. He was new.
I think if Murray does well, like the Vikings will pay him. Like I don't think that I don't think the owners are going to want to do that. Like if he plays well, they're not going to want to like pull. Like I will say this, like with Darnold, like I don't have any issue with him actually leaving. Yeah, arguably should have paid him, but given the fact that he like kind of dropped the ball literally and figuratively during the Rams and also Lions games the last 2 weeks, like I get why they didn't re-sign him.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like there is the outside the media pushing the fact that we just let go two quarterbacks, one that like had a decent year and then the other one went off and won the Super Bowl. Like that, like it's all about image, like that image comes off. So if Murray just does has a decent enough year, they're not going to let him walk. I don't think that's going to even be in the conversation if he plays well. Will he play well? I don't know. But if he does, I don't think they're letting him walk, and they will pay him, which is, I think, what, honestly, Kyler's banking on.
Here's the one question I would have, kind of the last question with the Vikings. Obviously, there's a contingent that – and I think it really depends on if KOC still believes that J.J. McCarthy can be something in the NFL. But if you go into NFL training camp and you're splitting first-team reps – it's almost kind of like you're on the fence. Like you got to pick your lane. And that was, I think, the problem with Eberflus and Justin Fields when he started. He didn't give any first team reps in training camp, and that kind of put him behind the 8 ball on things. So if I was a Vikings fan, I would worry about that. And I think if Kyler Murray right away in training camp, shows that he's got more than JJ McCarthy, you got to go with him and just say, have a quick trigger.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that, if Murray starts playing well and he shows chemistry with these people, I think that's what they got to do. It may suck for McCarthy's psyche or whatever, but at the same time, that's what the NFL is. You have to be even if he was healthy all the time. You can't think that your job is 100% there all the time. I guarantee. Yeah, Bledsoe thought the same thing, probably up until he got injured in New England, and then look who came in and replaced him. Your job isn't reserved for you all the time. I said the same thing. That's why I felt good when what's his name, the quarterback for the Jaguars. I felt,
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, when I don't like players that come into the league that are really, really cocky about themselves. I like them when they come in and they kind of humbled, work their way up, and do all that. Because the thing is with Trevor Lawrence, he hadn't won a game since high school. You need to lose. So I think McCarthy, maybe they had a whole thing on it's oh, you're going to be the number one, and he kind of got maybe a little cocky on it, and maybe he needs to learn from that. That Murray's going to come in potentially now and take the job away from him. That's a learning experience right there. So I think that it'll light a fire up under his ass, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Is he going to be Zach Wilson or is he going to be Bryce Young? We don't know.
Ooh. Yeah. So here's a question too. Obviously, what will Murray's contract be? Obviously, we don't know. Maybe 25, 30 million a year. Tell you what, Malik Willis did good in spurts versus with the Packers. The jury is still out on him whether he can do it.
And who is he throwing to now? With Waddle now being traded.
I saw a TikTok
throwing to.
I saw a TikTok of basically someone saying this is who he's throwing to, and this quarterback throws it up and he runs and catches it himself. So which Malik probably could do, but we'll see. There are a couple franchises that if you're a young quarterback, obviously Malik had you get paid, right? But there's a couple franchises that's tough to go into as a quarterback. Jets. Well, there were 3. All right, Jets, Dolphins, and I get the Bears where quarterbacks go to die. Not no more. All right, we got Caleb Williams, but now it's the Jets and the Dolphins. I mean, they're gonna screw them up. So
it's the Browns. I would say these other ones.
All right, the Browns, yeah. All right. Well, definitely appreciate everyone commenting. Lots of great comments. So much for doing a short show tonight. Definitely appreciate you guys. You can find me on NFL Outdated on Twitter X, on YouTube, on Instagram, and us on Freezin #4 pod on TikTok. And as we close out, Dre, where can everyone find you?
You can hit me up on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. It's Goldman Sports. Love talking Minnesota sports and also football, basketball, MMA, anything. So glad to be on. Thanks for having me.
All good stuff. Always. Thanks again, Trey. And 7th letter, where can everyone find you?
7th letter 4, Twitter X, MOG, Instagram, Facebook.
I cannot wait for the draft.
Me neither. Going?
This year it's in Pittsburgh. This is the first year, and my son's like, nah, I don't really want to go. I'm like, oh, great. So I might have to go to Soldier Field and watch the draft there. That might be a possibility for me.
You go over there.
That. All right, we're gonna let you go to sleep. Definitely appreciate everyone coming on. Once again, it's been Freezin for us. Podcast. You're good. You're good. Good. All right. Obviously, lots more to talk about. We'll catch you again next week, everybody.
Oh God.